Hey guys, this is Mike doing the Dr. Horrible video journal. So I'll start it off. The one thing I found interesting was the balance between the humor that they were trying to push with the lyrics of the songs in the musical versus the actual pushing of the plot line. I think that was a very delicate line that a fine line that you could cross either way, and it could be either too serious and not come across funny enough, or it could be too comical and not be taken serious. So I think that whoever arranged the songs and the lyrics in them really struck played with that delicate balance really well, and just stayed right in the middle. um, Moving on to two values. The first value is empathy. So throughout the play, we witness the entire story from Dr. Horrible's perspective, the villain's perspective. And just like we talked about earlier in the semester about empathy, we don't necessarily have to be evil villains with lab coats and freeze ray guns to understand some of the issues that he's going through, like problems with Penny, the woman he's interested in, his thirst for belonging in terms of wanting to join this evil council, of other villains, and then also dealing with a nemesis or an enemy or somebody who opposes him. So even though we're not, super villains, we can still empathize with that. And empathy was a big theme or a big concern throughout this play for me. And then the second value is, let me check my notes real quick. Ambition and drive. So there are plenty of examples of ambition or drive throughout this. So one example would be Dr. Horrible's ambition to join this evil council. Another example would be his ambition to win Penny back from Captain Hammer, who is his nemesis, and Penny is their shared love interest, and he's trying to wrestle her from his arms, per se. So that's I think the combination of empathy and ambition that's significant because it helps put it on a level that's really relatable with the audience, and it helps them immerse themselves in the story because they can relate a lot more to the characters. The issue of diversity that I chose for this specific play was one of differing classes, but not necessarily social classes in this case. It's actually the difference of classes between those who are elite versus those who are quote unquote average. So to explain a little bit better, by elite I mean superheroes or supervillains. So the diversity here would be, separating the categories. Hey, the superheroes, supervillains over here, and then the average Joe population, the normal people. And this play challenges the traditional role of a superhero or supervillain who's bulletproof, who's got their entire life in order, who's out there, doing everything perfectly on the front lines. It actually gives you insight into, the actual humane problems that they experience, just like everybody else in the world. So it's significant because it shows that no matter if you're a superhero, a supervillain, or a Joe Schmo, that we all have similar problems. The song that I chose was Bad Horse Chorus, which is one of the first songs in the actual play. And the function of the song was basically to, the song came up as soon as Dr. Horrible received correspondence in the mail from Bad Horse, which is the leader of this evil council. And the song came in basically emphasizing, hey, this is what you want. It underlines the entire underlying goal of Dr. Horrible throughout the rest of the play, which is him trying to do evil acts in order to be accepted by this evil council so that he can, do evil things with his evil friends. It not only helped, set basic plot line, but it also kind of revealed some character traits about him, such as his ambition and his drive, but also his fear of Bad Horse and the council, and then also just basically, revealed his methodical nature and how he approached everything in like a scientific, calculated nature, which is how he approached everything. It basically dictated the dramatic action of that character for the rest of the play. From the way he approached his evil doings, to his relationship, to his dealings with his nemesis, everything. And then finally, the two questions that I have for my classmates: one, what was your favorite song in the play and why? And then number two is, if there was a Dr. Horrible Sing Along Part 2 or number 2, What? How do you think? How would you speculate that Doctor Horrible's character would change after the death of the woman he loved? That's it, guys. Thanks.